Most hurtful part of it all is that we are still living through this. We now have social media, whereas this was 24/7 news coverage on TV, which means you could turn the channel or turn it off. We have social media now, and we see hashtags every day. We see new footage of police officers going out of their way to hit people. Not even just police officers. Let's talk about the owner of the Warriors that just reached over 3 seats to hit the basketball play. Like, we are still living this stuff today, y'all. So again, salute to you, Ava DuVernay, for using your resources and your platform to tell these stories. I thought it was brilliant in terms of your execution, but also to make our Black history not feel so far removed, make it feel more contemporary, and really draw awareness to why we need to be vigilant right now, especially with our current officer-in-chief, if that's what we must call him. Hey there, what it do? Bobby Pin here with something new. Wanted to talk to y'all about When They See Us, the Netflix series created by Ava DuVernay, chronicling the Central Park Five, which was 5 African-American teenagers who got caught up and falsely accused and convicted of raping a white woman in 1989 in Central Park, all because they were at the wrong place at the wrong time, and evil people in control and in power utilized their knowledge and the boys' weaknesses to take advantage of them and try to win this big case to make New York police look great. When I say this documentary was so heavy, or I don't know if it's a documentary, but this miniseries was so heavy. So I don't want to give away any spoilers, even though it is an actual historical event. So, I mean, we kind of know what happens, and we know that ultimately these 5 young men, or grown men by the time they're released from prison, are completely exonerated of all crimes and are all now free and living productive lives. They were also awarded a $14 million settlement, which was the biggest payout from the state of New York to any wrongfully convicted person. So they definitely made history, and this story is super impactful. And the scariest part of it all, though, is that it is still relevant today. This stuff is still happening. We still have authority abusing their authority and hemming people up who are not informed or what's the word I'm looking for? Well off enough to get themselves out of some of the trouble that they find themselves in. So I just want to talk to y'all about the storytelling aspect of everything. And Ava DuVernay is a genius. Like, her vision is out of this world. The cinematography in this series is incredible in terms of evoking emotion, in terms of placing us in the minds of the characters and placing us in a time and space. Y'all know I love music. That's why I'm here in radio right now. So I love her use of music. It helped us move through the timeline and understand where things in the country were, especially if you were alive at that time. So I'm listening to the stories, and I'm hearing the different news clips that she used, which were actually authentic, and I thought that was really creative, or the music, and I could pinpoint moments in my life. So when this event actually took place, I was about 1 year old, and then they showed Corey, who was the last to be released from prison, in the day room watching the Twin Towers fall. I vividly remember being in middle school, sitting in my 8th grade classroom when that happened. I will never, ever, ever forget that day or that moment. The most powerful scene for me, the final scene of episode 2, that Ava, those shots, the compositions, the lighting, how she used the vignette to dim their light. It's hard to say don't watch it, because artistically it is so well executed, but the story is so heavy. So please take care of yourself as you watch this, but please watch it, and let's have some real dialogue about how we can all use our platforms to make an impact. Extra shout out for using Eric Roberson. I feel like he is so slept on as an R&B artist, and he was in a couple of scenes with Ray. Girl, when Ray grew up, baby, that actor, I don't know his name, but he's fine AF. Okay, so if y'all find him, tag him in the comments and show they swing my way. Anyway, But yeah, so Ray was really cute. She spent a lot of time kind of telling his story, which I thought was interesting. And his soundtrack was probably the best. Like every time his character was on screen, the song that was playing was popping AF. So salute to that. But Corey's story was the most heartbreaking, y'all. Like, I didn't really cry, but I did feel emotionally overwhelmed watching these stories play out. Just watching and trying to place myself in the position of these young men, how helpless they felt in these moments. Like, it was so heartbreaking. Corey didn't come from a strong household. His mom wasn't very much help, wasn't informed. He obviously had some sort of learning issues or disabilities, so they really took advantage of that. And oh my God, 14 years in prison from the age of 16. You don't know anything but these prison walls. He was beaten and stabbed and placed in solitary confinement not once but twice, and moved all around the country, farther and farther away from home, each new facility. And like, shout out to the actor that played Corey. I could only imagine what it took. Hold on, let me watch my show. You did an impeccable job playing that role, and I know that had to be heavy. I hope you got some therapy after you finished. And the fact that this guy, the real Corey Wise, is still walking around and smiling and high-spirited is just amazing, and it speaks to his strength. So salute to you, Corey. We were at the Nipsey Hussle celebrity basketball game. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, and I hate that I didn't. But I'm sure we'll cross paths again. But like, what a powerful story. Shout out to Niecy Nash. I loved watching her in a dramatic role. Okay, sis. She said don't put her in no box. She can do a little bit of everything. She played Corey Wise's mom. And whoo, this story is so deep, y'all. Like, my only suggestion and recommendation is watch this when you have time to decompress. You got to come down after this. It spoke volumes about the criminal justice system and how rigged this stuff is, and how these people will knowingly and willingly falsify documents, outright lie, defend bullshit. Like, I couldn't even imagine like the lack of humanity that it took to prosecute these children. They were children. And the only reason Corey Wise got a more harsh sentence is because he was 16. So apparently in the state of New York, you're considered an adult at the age of 16. And it just keeps breaking my heart the more I keep thinking about it. But all in all, it was amazing. Like I said, cinematography, storytelling. I really picked up some of the tones that Ava was dropping with the clips of Trump, prior to him being our president, still talking that crazy bullshit and taking out an $85,000 ad to wish the death penalty on these. So please take care of yourself as you watch this. But please watch it, and let's have some real dialogue about how we can all use our platforms to make an impact, whether that's just to educate or to bring about huge change, which we've seen since this documentary. I keep calling it a documentary. Since this miniseries has been out, we've already seen action being taken with the prosecutor, Linda, whoever she is. The ringleader, the one that made up the lie and pieced it all together and fought teeth over nail to make the story stick. She's already seen repercussions. The lead detective or whoever just died of cancer. So I don't mean to laugh at that, but look, just bring the truth to the light. Yeah, have you watched it? If you have watched it, drop your thoughts below. And if you haven't watched it, do you intend to watch it? And let me know why or why not below.